Denkin's a university professor that has decided to become a person since he got tenured. That's how I see Denkin.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone-Faced Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Justin, and he's got thoughts he wants to say.
It's true, but first I think I will go over what happened in the previous episode. In the previous episode, it was the continuation of the fight against the duplicates. The highlights were the moment where Ubel was like, oh, it's Sign or Siri, I can take her. And just walked in and cut her hair.
You meant Sense.
Sense.
Siri is the little elf that has all the magic knowledge in the world.
There's a lot of S's. But walked into Duplicate Sense and was like, yeah, no, I can cut hair. I'm a hairdresser. Boom. Walked by, and in the moment of a flashback, took her out. Then we saw Frieren's duplicate be forced to go to what Fern described as the height of magic to create an opening for Frieren to actually get the final blow on herself. And the test was completed. Everybody else sort of got hurt or hurt relatively bad, but the duplicates were dealt with. So now, my theory is that we are not going to see the third test. I think the third test is going to be going into the north and going to the Demon King's castle, getting something, and then coming back.
I don't think that can be right. I mean, what? You might be right about the third test not happening. Obviously, we all know that we're sitting on the first frame of the show, and it's fucking Stark. So, means time is not being spent on it. I think you're wrong about the thing, though. Only specifically because we know the Demon King's castle is now heaven.
Fair enough. Again, it's just a possibility. The main part of that is I think we end with us the first season of this, or the series, because whatever, going into the third test.
Well, I mean, we know that it has to be, or it doesn't have to be, because I guess the tests can change every 3 or 4 years. But we know there's a possibility that the test could be one in which nobody can pass. So it could be anything that would be too difficult to do. Sorry, I was rendering videos in the background, and I just heard a video finish rendering, and it confused the hell out of me what that noise was. That it could possibly be a test that's unpassable. Obviously, it's not going to be unpassable because we have freaking Frieren in the party. But I just mean, for normal people. Also, I guess the facet that I don't think it was Ubel's test that nobody passed that year. I don't think they doubled down on that one.
No, it might have been.
Well, so we had 2 different bits of information that one year nobody passed, and that Ubel failed her test. They could be the same test year.
It could be the same year.
I don't think we doubled down on it, though.
I think the theme of all these tests is that everybody has the possibility to pass.
You said that last time.
I think it's going to be the case where it's that kind of oxymoron in that thing that's played out where the villain is like, here's a thing anybody can do in theory, and you look at it and you go, what? Like
Again,
that.
I don't think the first test was an everybody can pass test. One thing, people died to the environment in that test. Remember the people hanging from the trees?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Plus, we don't know that there was enough birds for everybody, and it wasn't a form your own party situation. They were all formed into parties. I mean, obviously, I think the tests change every year, so it's entirely possible there was a year like that. I just don't think that's this year. I think since... Also, I don't know if we remember, bring it up now, somebody's gunning for Frieren.
Yes.
That was brought up in the first test.
Oh, that's Siri.
I
100% think it's Siri.
Yeah, I know why you would think that, but it was the test takers are gunning for Frieren.
Yes, but if Siri is at the head of this organization, in the last interaction we saw between the two was
but I don't
the
think...
will thing and I think it was her trying to eliminate herself in Frieren's mind as a threat, saying if anyone's going to kill you, it's going to be this or a human mage.
Yeah, but what's the threat? What threat does Frieren pose to Siri, who's already everything she wanted, went away with Flame's will?
Because I think Flame and Siri were at odds.
Well, we know that they were, but not in like a villainous way.
So if that's the case, it's possible that Siri thinks Flame was training Fern to take her out.
Also, we got the whole back thing of Siri was Flame's master, and is the only person that she ever trained willy-nilly. And Siri looking back on it, like, positively. I don't think you get that whole me holding her hand as a child and she loved to grow flowers, blah, 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 thing, and then be like, and that's why I want to kill her. You know,
well, because I think it started off that way, but then eventually I think Siri's sitting on a throne where, God damn it, where no matter what she's up against, she always has to assess it as a threat.
But again, she had that whole conversation with Frieren after Flame was dead, which means even if you assume that she had all these feelings and she expressed everything after Flame was dead, when she thought, if you're right, she said all this thinking Frieren was a threat and didn't do anything about it when she was at her weakest.
Because she probably didn't see her as a threat at that point, but when she saw how she responded with the will, and
like I said, that conversation happened after she died already, which means the will was already given.
Yeah, that is just that's simply a theory.
An anime theory. Sorry, I don't know. Someone's got to pick those up now. I don't know. You could be right. I just don't see it. Because it seems like I'm not the best read of character, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand most people's motivations. It just doesn't read right to me why... Obviously, because if she said all that stuff, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she didn't say it after the will. It seemed to me in the episode
read... It was after. It was after.
Yeah, that you would take her out at her weakest. Literally, she's had 50 years of training under Flame. Well, not even that. She trained Flame for 50 years, so she's got less than 50 years of magical training at the time, versus 1,000 years, or however long it's been now.
Because if you look at it, the only interactions we've seen between Siri and Frieren have been underlined with conflict or antagonism.
I would say conflict.
Every single one has, because there was the moment where she was offered the spell and she's like, "No, I'm good."
Yeah, but then Flame was happy about it, and then Siri's like, "I don't like that girl."
What I mean.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna kill her. That just means, she's so again, and that's before the will reading, which means that the whole
if
changing...
we take it out of the anime sphere, right? Who is the most dangerous person to somebody at the head of an organization?
The Emperor.
No, it's the person they can't buy.
The Emperor.
So, no.
You think she's granting wishes for the Emperor all the time?
To the Emperor, if we take a king,
go back. It's the Emperor. No, it's the Emperor that said, "Hey, we're gonna unleash magic for everyone. We're gonna open magic schools."
No, I'm not using that as the example right now. What I'm saying is, if you have an organization and there's someone at the top, right? The most dangerous person to that person at the top is the person they cannot buy. The person who they cannot get in their control. That's who Frieren is.
So I might just be stuck, because you're the person they can't buy thing. I know, I just keep saying the Emperor. but it's literally the Emperor. You can't buy the Emperor.
No, so I'm not giving specific examples in the show.
No. I'm saying my thought process is when you say this, who can they not buy? And you keep saying Frieren, is no. Frieren represents the desire for adventurous magic and whatnot, same way Duncan does. But the person they can't buy, who's actively working against their wishes, is the Emperor, who's decided to open magic schools. It goes against what Ciri wants altogether. And obviously you can't stop the Emperor from doing this, literally, because you can't buy him out and you can't give them what they want. They have everything.
She's already bought out the Emperor. She's at the head of this magical school. She controls who gets to certain levels.
5, 6 episodes ago, maybe? The concept that different magical things open up all the time. That we had a flashback with Frieren from 50 years ago with a different magical academy without Ciri at the head of it.
Yep.
Yeah, that apparently these things happen so often in Frieren's lifetime that she doesn't bother joining them anymore because there's no point. So Ciri being in command of a magic academy and a long string of magic academies, or whatever these things are called, I'm saying academy.
Yeah.
And the fact that she hasn't been in command of any of the other ones throughout time, apparently.
So I think that's something that will be yet to be seen, but I think she's got the Emperor in her pocket. I think the only person that she cannot get to comply...
Again, I think the fact that the whole will reading scene implies that she does not have the Emperor in her pocket. Now, granted, that was a different Emperor, but assuming that the Emperor's not fucking immortal, but we have no evidence to say he's not, it's a fucking magic world. Emperor could be an elf too, for all we know. Kraft could be the Emperor. Said in jest now, 3 years down the road when we watch season 2. Who knows? But I'm just saying, I don't think the Emperor was in their pocket. She was angry at what the Emperor was doing, opening up all these schools, which went against her whole magic is just for me. It's not for everybody else. So, and Frieren isn't doing anything.
She hasn't had motivation to. Either way, I think we need to see how this plays out.
Okay. Rather than another half hour of debate.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that said, I guess let's go ahead and get on into it.
Let's do it.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
確かに部の道に果てはない。極意へとまた一歩近づいたな。お主に教えることはもう。
Remember, he was saying this before, and Stark was like, I don't know who that guy. Oh, it's that scene.
It's that scene.
あれ、ヘレン。ブチ切れてる。なんで？怖い。
Unless it wasn't. Unless it was just he said the same thing again, because I think last time we saw this, Frieren was there.
Yes, she was. Because Frieren came to Stark.
So this is just the end of exam 2, and Fern's coming out to see him, and she's upset as she was again last time. And this guy is just saying the same exact lines as he said before. Which I guess, okay, fair enough. I kind of thought he was going to be like a hidden master thing. But I guess, hey, why not? You know, walk down the road, and everybody you meet, I've taught you everything I can. It's up to you now. That's my new high. Go walking down the road, guy carrying a fish. Just step in front of him real quick. I've taught you everything I can. It's all up to you now.
Maybe somebody gave him $5 to like go away one time, and now that's just how he makes money.
I don't know, he's an old man. Maybe it's Himmel.
I doubt that.
Maybe it's the ghost of Himmel.
That's more likely.
Well, that's what I said. Well, Maybe you didn't you understand what I meant. Yeah, the ghost of Himmel. I don't think it's actual Himmel. Actual
Yeah.
Himmel didn't crawl out of the grave, chase them down. Because we did meet that monster in the forest a long time ago that made a ghost of Himmel appear.
最近そういうの多くない？次の第三次試験が最終試験なんだろ？喧嘩なんかしている場合じゃ。
今回ばかりはひどすぎます。霊落の応募での戦いで杖が壊れてしまったので、
Oh, the one Heiter
直
gave
し
her.
に行きたいとフリーレン様に伝えました。そうしたら古い杖は捨てて新しい杖を買った方がいいと。
あの杖だろ？粉々だからもう直せないって言っていたぜ。
それでもあれはハイター様からもらった杖です。
That may be the case, girl, but like if it's broken, it's broken.
You don't think with all the folk magic that Frieren knows that she doesn't know a put wood together spell.
I don't think it's as simple as a put wood together.
次の一級試験まで3年か。
It's either that or it's Frieren's lesson about letting things go.
It's letting things go and becoming your own person.
It doesn't mean you can't hold on to things that you want.
You can appreciate things and use them, but if you hold on too tightly, that's an issue.
Okay, Moff Tarkin.
やんのか？早くしろ。
I mean, one of these two girls passed.
あ、フリーレンだ。ん？何その袋？
おい、いつまでいるつもりだ。俺はも
Oh,
う
that's right, he has a shop in the city.
他人だろ。商売の邪魔だから帰れ。
Not in your party anymore. I'm not even in the exam anymore.
Yeah.
ならさっさと選べ。
開ける。
いらん。
今回は運が悪かったな。そんな役回りだ。あの場にいた誰も
I like that they're still sticking around as a group, even if he doesn't like
負
it.
けは負けだ。俺の実力が足りなかった。だがその話は二度とするな。こう見えて俺は今最悪な気分なんだ。
それでも店はやるんだな。
Because that's what you gotta do.
お前は知らないだろうが、どんな最悪な気分でも人は食っていくために働かなければならん。
そうか。
ま、落ちたのが俺でよかったんじゃないか。一級試験は3年に一度。
I know Frieren's party is like our main party, but I think I like this party
3年後はないかもしれないからな。
the best.
確かにの。
I had to weigh it against Wurbal's party for a second. But I think I like Denkin more as a person than I like Wurbal as a character.
お前は本当に生意気な若造だ。権威をバカにし、目的
I
のためなら弱者を
I get
支援する
Denkin.
こともいとわない。とても褒められたような人間ではない。なのにわしはお前に何の
Denkin is a Frieren who talks
きっと昔わしがそういう生意気な若造だったから。
and gets into fist fights.
そんなわしが今は宮廷魔法を使う
Denkin's a university professor that has decided to become a person since he got tenured. That's how I see
3年
Denkin.
後のお前は今よりずっと強くなっている。ラウフェン帰るぞ。
ごめんね。じいさん不器用なんだ。
お前は電剣の何なんだよ。老いぼれが結局何も買ってかないのかよ。
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a meaning behind him piling stuff up.
今日は役日か何かなのか。
町の人たちに聞いて回ったんだけど。
You're literally in a town full of the people taking the exam. Who else is going to show up?
見せてみろ。 このバラバラの物体は何だ。まさか杖なのか。こんなゴミをよこされても困る。
ゴミじゃないよ、多分。
少しは気分が良くなっていたが、お前のせいで最悪な気分に逆戻りだ。俺にだって仕事を選ぶ権利はある。この杖は諦めろ。
そう。できないならいいや。
Oh.
Reverse psychology.
お前は本当に勘に触るやつだ。俺がいつできないとまで言った。
So that's what I said, putting wood back together.
今日中にでき
Like you break a staff and you try and glue the pieces individually back together again.
So, I think what the difficulty is you have to know where the pieces go.
Eh, just a matter of fitting them together.
ゴミだなんて言って悪かった。手入れの行き届いたいい杖だ。さぞかし大事にされていたんだろう。
That was Hyder's staff.
フェルン、
Not just
もう帰
something
ろう
that
ぜ。
he passed on to Fern. It's a representation of Hyder as
フリーレン
well.
様は私のことをまるで分かっていません。
そんなの俺だってわかんねえよ。やめてよ、俺に当たらないで。だからさ、分かろうとするのが大事だと思うんだよ。フリーレンは頑張っていると思うぜ。
ん？ああ、お前。フリーレンとこの。
And that's one way to be regarded.
違ったか。
ああ、いや、そうだよ。
ま、どっちでもいいが、二次試験が終わったばかりだっていうのに、今日はお前の師匠のおかげで散々だった。いっそのこと慎重してくれた方がこっちも儲かるってのにな。
Now she knows.
大事にしろよ。
Because she does understand you.
Yep.
私の杖。
フリーレンは感情や感性に乏しい。それが原因で困難や行き違いが起こることもあるでしょう。でも一つだけいいこともあります。その分だけきっとフリーレンはあなたのために思い悩んでくれる。彼女以上の死はなかなかいませんよ。
She doesn't get your emotions about why you're so about it. She knows that it matters to you.
Mm-hmm.
フリーレン様、昨日は。何？いえ、やっぱり何でもありません。そう。
それではこれより第三次試験を始めます。
1v1 combat?
なぜ私がここまで出向いたか理由はわかるか？全然。だんまりか。都合が悪い時はいつもそうだな。第二次試験の合格者は12名。異例の合格者数だ。多すぎる。全員協力型の試験は大いに結構だ。今の一級魔法使いには協調性がないからな。
面目ありません。
だがそ
I
の
mean, literally, last year you had a test about try to kill this guy.
フリーレン様ですね。
おかげで実力に見合わないものまで大勢合格した。従来通りの第三次試験ではそいつらは全員死ぬことになる。全然 それはお前の望みとは
So it really goes against your theory.
それに私とて
Not about
そこまでの無駄死には
Yep,
さす
no,
がに望ん
you are
でいない
correct.
ゼーリエ様。
謝る必要はない。すべてフリーレンが悪い。異例には異例を。第三次試験は私が担当する。
Oh,
平和
jeez.
的に選別してやる。従来の担当はお前だったな。異論はないな。
The guy who recognized Frieren's symbol.
Learning.
ゼイリエ様の
Well,
わがままは
he's one of the only people left I had on the board without a name. Bless you.
それに私はフリ
Thank
ーレ
you.
ン様を試すような器ではありません。一目見てわかりました。彼女は魔力を制限しています。絶大な魔力です。ゼイリエ様に匹敵するほどの。
ファルシュ、気がついたか？
いえ、何の話だか。彼女の魔力は試験会場で直接見ました。あの魔力は制限されたものとは思えません。
Now then maybe you should be
魔力の
learning.
なかった。この揺らぎは魔力を持った生物である限り消せるものではありません。仮にそれが可能だったとしても途方もない時間が必要でしょう。とても実用的な技術とは思えません。
Yeah.
その実用的
You
で
have
ない
no idea
技
how
術
all
に
the
フリーレン
elves
は
live, I
生涯を
guess.
捧げた。魔族を欺くために。魔族は私たち人類よりもはるかに魔力に敏感だ。
Demons
生ま
are
れ持った
humanoid.
才覚でもなければ100年や200年制限したところで欺けるものじゃない。まさに時間の無駄だ。その時間を別の鍛錬に使えば何倍も強くなれる。非効率極まりない。だがその非効率が相手の隙を生み出すこともある。熟練の魔法使いの戦いにおいて相手の魔力を見誤るというのは死に直結しかねない。現にフリーレンは年の割には技術の甘い魔法使いだが、そうやって魔族を打ち倒してきた。それほどまでに
And she
フリ
defeated
ー
the
レンの魔
Demon
力制
King.
限は洗練されている。
Mm.
私の知る限りそれをたった一目で見破ったのは魔王だけだ。今この瞬間まではな、レルネ。
Lernen's the Demon King.
偶然です。
Yep.
偶然わずかな揺らぎが見え
That's why he recognized the symbol that Frieren was carrying.
実に謙虚で堅実だ。お前が最初の一級魔法使いになってから半世紀が過ぎた。お前は臆病な坊やのままだな。
Damn.
Oh
She's
no.
like,
それだけに
Lernen is the new Flame.
これだけの境地に立っておきながら追い先はもう短い。
it's very much possible.
フリーレンと戦う
If so, Lernen's the flame that agrees with her.
Great.
それがたとえ勝てる戦いであっても、やはり人間の弟子は取るものではないな。本当に残念だ。
Ouch. Well, Lernen, you had a good life.
結局あの子にも見えなかったか。
Hope that burn didn't send you to the
私の魔力
hospital.
の揺らぎが。
I felt this coming with the fact that she is not showing her full power either.
使いゼイリエによる面接です。
It just reminds me of Overlord.
ゼーリエは私とフェルンを受からせる気はないね。
When everyone realizes they're standing in the middle of his own magic. And that he's got no magic at all.
合格者を選ぶつもりだろうね。でもゼーリエの直感はいつも正しい。現に私は未だにゼーリエが望むほどの魔法使いには慣れていない。
I mean, it's bad that it's an interview, since most of these people shouldn't have passed, according to Siri. Unless it's gonna be a slap in the face and she's gonna pass everyone but Frieren. And possibly Frieren.
That would be interesting.
You know, as long as I'm in control, you'll never pass this test. And thus, you'll never get to see Himmel in heaven.
不合格だ。帰れ。
Boom!
理由を聞いてもいい？
今もお前は私の魔力に恐怖を感じている。自分の身の丈がよく分かっているんだ。一級魔法使いになった自分の姿がイメージできないだろう。魔法の世界ではイメージできないものは実現できない。基礎の基礎だ。帰れ。不合格、不合格、不合格、不合格だ。フリーレン、お前も一級魔法使いになった自分の姿をイメージできていないな。だが他の受験者とは異なる理由だ。お前は私が合格を出すとは微塵も思っていない。
事実でしょ。
一度だけチャンスをやる。好きな魔法を言ってみろ。
花畑を出す魔法。
Of course, we all knew this was coming.
Yeah.
フランメから教わった魔法か。実にくだらない。不合格だ。
そう。
愚弄されたのに食い下がりすらしないのか。お前のような魔法使いが魔王を倒したとは到底信じられん。
私一人の力じゃないよ。ヒンメル、アイゼン、ハイタ
I
ー。
was hoping she could turn around and say somebody had to
一
do
人
it.
でも欠けていたら倒せなかった。
仲間に恵まれたか。運が良かったな。
そうだよ。運が良かった。ねえヒンメル、どうして私を仲間にしたの？
強い魔法使いを探していたからね。
それならオートにいくらでもいるでしょ。私じゃなくてもいい。
君がいいと思ったんだ。
なんで？
フリーレン、君は覚えていないだろうけれども、昔僕は一度だけ君と会ったことがある。
うん、全然覚えていない。
だろうね。子供の頃、森に薬草を取りに入った時、道に迷った。長い間、夜の
Oh, that makes it slightly weird.
人生で初めて孤
What
独を
what
味わった
aspect?
もう二度と
They're already wildly incongruent in terms of ages.
It's true.
その時、一人のエルフが人里の方向を教えてくれた。本当に方向
I
を
don't
教え
think
る
it's
だけ
fair
で
to hold elves to the
初め
same
て
standard
一つ口
of
にしなか
age.
った。
That's why
well, I
it's
meant-
only
子供の
that's
頃
that's why it's only
にそういう
slightly.
人だと思ったよ。僕のそんな不安を感じ取ったのか、
Just in my imagination, I was thinking, if you did that, they couldn't even be with their own kind. Because certain elves are going to be hundreds of years younger or older than the other elves.
僕に花畑を出す魔法を見せてくれた。
Oh, is it going to be, it's not because Flame taught it to me, it's because Himmel liked
綺
it?
麗だと思ったんだ。
Yeah.
生まれて初めて魔法が綺麗だと思った。
きっとこれはただの偶然に過ぎないことだけれども、ヒンメルたちと出会わせてくれたのは先生が教えてくれたくだらない魔法だよ。
That spells would allow them to
それ
defeat
から
the Demon
セイリ
King.
フェルンも同じように不合格にするつもりだろうけれども、多分それはできないよ。あの子はゼーリエの想像を超えるよ。
Also, she'll argue.
人間の
She's
時代
good
がや
at
って
it.
きたんだ。
Also,
何
name
が
drop.
想像を超えるだ。私の魔力を見て立ちすくんでいる。他の受験者と何ら変わらん。待て、お前、何が見えている？
揺らいでいる。
フェルンとか言ったな。お前、私の弟子になれ。
No thanks.
嫌です。
悪いようにはしない。私ならお前をより高みへと連れて行ける。
Ciri's not the Demon
未
King,
だかつて
but certainly is a
魔法
devil.
使いがたどり着いたことのないほどの高みへ。
それは合否と関係があるのですか？
あるかもしれない。
そ そうですか。ゼーリエ様。フェルン、ゼーリエがいろいろと言ってくると思うけれども、
Certainly also don't take that based on what they just said to learn.
私がゼーリエに何を言っても不合格になるように、フェルンは何を言っても合格になる。だってゼーリエの直感はいつも正しいから。私はフリーレン様の弟子です。
フリーレンの入れ知恵だな。私は有望な魔法使いを見逃すほどバカじゃない。合格だ。
We never did get to see if Frieren passed.
次。
No, I'm pretty sure she didn't. Pretty sure it was implied. Or rather, said directly. But
No, so
again,
it
I think
wasn't.
it's the thing that Frieren doesn't care. They needed one first class mage to go north anyway, so they didn't need Frieren to be a first class mage.
It's true, but they never. Siri never said you fail. Frieren implied that she failed.
I'm pretty sure she said she failed. Here's the
No.
problem, is that I heavily read into implications, so it's entirely possible what you just said is true, that Frieren only implied that she failed, but in my head, that's just as likely as Superman being a villain. That's a joke, by the way. That's a joke about the movie, where there's a 10% chance of Superman being a villain. We have to take it as a 100% chance. Batman line. I'm 100% on Superman's side all the way. But yeah, no, I think it doesn't matter. We only needed one first-class mage to go for us. We've got it now.
I think Superman is very reckless because he should take every fight into the middle of nowhere.
He does. Just not in that movie. That movie was bad.
Yeah.
That whole Zack Snyder series of movies were bad.
Yeah.
Except for maybe the remake. The Snyder Cut was actually pretty good. But I mean, it's still not my DC universe.
Yeah.
じゃあまたね。
What?
It would be embarrassing when we meet again. 2 thoughts. We're going right to heaven and Himmel. Or, wait, 3 thoughts. That, first thought. 2, this is going to be flashback episode to the past, and it's going to be entirely about what her and Himmel meeting again, either after they defeated the Demon King, but before the Era Comet. It would be embarrassing when we meet again. Or 3, Stein's back? I'm going more with the Himmel. I'm going with more of my number 2. Flashback episode to the past. Because the whole white screen with no text implies that something different is going to happen. And this is going to be an entire Himmel Frieren relationship-based flashback to the past.
I don't know. I have 0 indicator to go off of.
And I'm going to guess that's going to be a line of text that Himmel is going to say. I don't think Frieren cares about being embarrassed, but I think Himmel is going to be not maybe self-centered, but egotistical enough to realize that 50 years are going to pass between his peak and being a balding old man, and it's going to be embarrassing when we meet again. Sorry, that says met. That's past tense. It would be embarrassing when we met again. Maybe they are going to heaven. Maybe it's number 1. Himmel being embarrassed post-death. Look, I've launched on a whole new train of thought based on one word's interpretation. So
I have no idea.
going with mine. I'm going with mine in propos of you having nothing, but also I think that's probably the best way to end a season, is that we started with the party before Himmel's death and we ended the first episode with Himmel's death.
Hold on.
That we go right back to the beginning again, but we cover all of the encapsulated flashbacks we had of their journey. And maybe we end with Himmel. Maybe we end with actual heaven. Maybe there's so much more to the story.
Hold on.
Holden.
Okay,
Holden is the brother of learning.
We're through the third test, so as it stands, we're probably going to get a ceremony saying Fern, you passed.
Or not.
There's also a chance, because we didn't get a concrete yes or no, that Frieren passed, but I'm more going towards no, like you are.
Well, we made this guess before the exam thing started that it wouldn't matter. So
Correct. Going off of those points plus the weird energy of that close comparison to what we got through.
I've just come up with a new idea, and I want to see if it's about you're about to say.
I don't think Aizen is going to be involved, because I think Aizen is going to pass away second season or future in manga to be a big plot point for Stark. Have Stark and Fern actually kissed or acknowledged their connection yet?
Now they're being high school. They're being all high school about it so far.
I think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be a resolution of... I think it's going to be a resolution episode, not too much flashback. But I think it's going to be about them being at a point where they can go forth to finally deal with it. I don't think we're getting to heaven.
Okay. Your new theory is not what I was going to say as my new theory. So, yeah. You were building up, and before you finished, I got to oh, I think I know where this is going. New thought.
Okay.
And your new building did not... You built a stairway, and then you built a deck that was not connected to that stairway. There's gonna be a graduation ceremony, and then... Alright, that's the stairway to my new thought. They're gonna have a relationship thing. Oh, no, there's a deck over here. No, the stairway thing. There's gonna be a graduation ceremony. It would be embarrassing when we met again. It's gonna be a Siri and Frieren, not Himmel and Frieren. Because it would be embarrassing when we met again now that it's gonna be in the age of humans, and you aren't gonna be as important as you used to be. It's gonna be embarrassing when we meet again.
I could see that.
That's why I said you started bringing up the graduation thing. It's well, alright. Thinking who's going to be at the graduation series going to be there. We've been dealing with past, and present. Who we keep meeting throughout time in these last few episodes? Siri and Frieren. It's going to be embarrassing when we meet again, especially after the episode called The Age of Humans.
Also, I think there's a low likelihood, but if there is a time to reveal that Flamme never died...
Still pushing it. 10%, and you're still pushing it.
Yeah. If there is a time to do it, it is this coming episode.
Oh, Flamme is freaking dead. We know Siren wouldn't be recounting to herself her regret about teaching a human that had such a short lifespan.
Mana.
Say, what?
Suppressing mana is a thing. What if Flamme has developed that to the point where Siri cannot sense her?
Well, to be fair, in all technicalities, she has, in that she died and her mana is no longer present.
10%, baby.
Yeah, sure. I mean, on a technicality, you're probably right.
No. Let's drop this down to 7.5.
I'm dropping it to 0. And in which case, I will be 100% surprised if it turns out to be true. But I also do not think... Oh, I don't know. You might be right about the last episode, sort of. Flamme enters into it in the same way that Siri did in my second one, and that I don't think she's going to be alive. I think she's going to be, like, dead. Or she's just going to be a consideration, right? It's not going to actually happen, but it's going to be a thing that maybe Frieren thinks about. It would be embarrassing to her if she met Flame again, considering how much she's changed or hasn't changed from then, or how Flame would view her change. Like, what do you mean you met your dead boyfriend off of a spell that I taught you? That's not the emotionless Frieren that I know.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that Frieren could be embarrassed by meeting again.
I am looking forward to the final episode.
Yep. Well, I'm not looking forward to it. Actually,
so far.
I'm not looking forward to it. Only in that I tend to get a little bit depressed when a show ends, because I've been spending all this time building up the characters and learning about them. Like, I've been naming every fucking character in the show on view. They're in my head now.
Yeah.
And
I'm pretty sure that the rest of the manga will get made into show.
Yeah, but the thing is that it takes years. Made in Abyss, maybe last year, had an amazing season 2. It had an amazing season 1, by the way. It had a freaking amazing movie. It's been amazing. Yeah. I think the timeline on the third series getting made, third season, is like 5 to 6 years. So maybe now we're like 3 years out on that. But the idea of it, even if the material's all there, Made in Abyss doesn't have the material there. The dude was literally like, I have to write it first, and then we can make an anime. But even if the material is here, even if it did amazing, which it did, there's never a guarantee. There have been such amazing series in the past that just never got a follow-up, that people wanted there to be a follow-up for.
Mm.
So I don't know. That, and we've never done a successful manga review show here on the channel. I've tried twice. I tried Gundam 00, solo, just me by myself, manga review. And only people that were diehard into Gundam 00 show up, because I'm not good at that. Then me and Griff did a Witch from Mercury manga review after the show ended, and all we had left was manga. That didn't go well either. Maybe I'm just not good at manga review.
Manga review I have zero interest in.
Yeah, well, there you go then. So I guess take that from here then. There's not going to be a solo me manga review, and he doesn't like reading.
I don't mind reading, but like if I'm going to read something, no. Maybe down the road, we'll see.
Maybe I'll just point a camera at you and just read it real time.
Oh, that's fine. That's different.
Don't even talk. Just read it. Just like, sorry, wrong way. Manga goes this way.
Yep.
30 minutes of that. All right. Any final thoughts before?
No, I think we got him out.
Okay. Well, sorry to crack up there. Once again, I've been Theta. This has been Justin. We've been Stone-Faced Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stone-Faced Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video and what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?